Hello, everyone. Professor D here. Today, we are going to learn the new requirements for writing a resume. A resume can only help you get the interview. That's all a resume will do. So, you want to make sure that a hiring manager is reading your resume and your resume is not being tossed in the recycling bin. So let's get started. We're going to start off with your name. And in this resume, you see we have the name in bold. You have your city, your address, I'm sorry, your city and state and zip code, the email address. Now, let me stop here. Your email address should be your first and last name, or in this case, your first initial, your middle initial, and your last name. It should be a professional email address. It should not be, I don't know, hotmama at gmail.com or whatever your nickname is at gmail.com. It should be professional. Keep everything professional on your resume. And it should say at, and it should say whatever server you're using. Now, I do caution you, do not use your educational email address. Create an email address that is professional and put that on your resume. You also want to include your telephone number on your resume. You don't know how many resumes I see without a telephone number. So if you don't have a telephone number on your resume, how can a hiring manager quickly contact you to call you in for an interview? So just think about that. The next item on your resume should be either your career summary or your professional profile. They are the same item. In this day and time, we do not use career objectives on the resume unless you've never had a job. That's the only time you put a career objective on your resume. If you have a career objective on your resume and you have been working, then that shows the hiring manager that your resume is out of date. And most likely, your resume will go in the recycling bin and you will not hear from the hiring manager. So, what is a career summary or a professional profile? It is a place on your resume where you can express what you brought to the table on your last job and what you can bring to the table into this new employer. Okay? So your career summary should not be bullet points. It should be sentences. It should be no more than 4 sentences. So in this case, this person, John, is telling the potential employer how many years they've been on this job and how diverse their background is and what they did for their last employer. Key point, make sure you put in your career summary what you did, what you accomplished at your last employer so they know that you have the potential to accomplish whatever it was that you did for your last employer for them. Make sure that it's no bullets. Okay, I see a lot of career summaries with bullets. In addition, career summaries do not have personal pronouns in it. If you notice this, this is just talking without personal. I shouldn't have said talking. I should have said he wrote this without personal pronouns. Okay, so this is a fairly good resume. The next item on your agenda, if you have any skills, you want to list your skills. Okay, why do you want to list this up front? Your name, all your contact information, your career summary, and then all of your skills is because hiring managers today will take less than 3 minutes to look at your resume. So you want to make sure that the top part of your resume is interesting and it captures the hiring manager right away, so he or she can put your resume to the side and say, I'm calling this person in. So on this particular resume, we have adult care experience and child care experience. Okay, so you want to write whatever your experience is or whatever your skills. If you're an IT professional, make sure you have highlighted what your skills are in IT. Then you want to make sure you have your employment history. Now, you can have your employment history should be only the history that will reflect this particular job that you're going for. Okay, so make sure that you don't have sometimes people have homemaker. Okay, if you're going to have something like homemaker, which is a very valuable skill, what you want to do is you want to call it, if I'm looking for let me just say a dishwashing position, I can say homemaker or wash dishes, and these are the dishwashers that I've used. I have experience in that, but I don't want to put any employment history that's not related to the job I am applying for. In these days and times, you want to make sure that you have several resumes for several different types of jobs. So I am a college professor. So on my resume, I will only list, if I'm looking for a another college teaching position, I will only list the fact that I taught college at X, Y, and Z school. Does that make sense? Now, I've also been an IT professional working in corporate America. But I'm not going to list that because that has nothing to do with me teaching at a college. Okay? So I will only list, and this is how resumes are written in 2020, the employment history that reflects the position that I am applying for. So make sure you do that. This is my employment history. Then, if you notice, I have tabs here. So you want to make sure that you have your years tabbed over so that when an employee, hiring manager reads your resume, they can just scroll right down and see how long you've worked at a particular job. They want to see long-term employment. So if you had a lot of summer jobs, don't list them. Only list your related employment history related to the job that you were applying for. Okay, let me move on. Education. In this particular resume, this person has their degree, and it was in 1999 and 1998 when they achieved that. So they put that at the bottom, which is the best place to put it if your education is not in 2000. Okay, so you want to put it at the bottom. Now, if you have any questions on the resume, you can put your comments in the comment section below. Or if you have my email, you can email me and ask me questions. I do want to talk a little bit about the cover letter. And I will say this, your cover letter should only have a few sentences on it. You do not want to write paragraph after paragraph after paragraph on your cover letter. You want to make sure that you tell the person exactly why you are writing them, because you're applying for the position that you saw online or in the paper. I don't know if anyone reads papers anymore. Or just make sure they know why you're writing them. And then you want to also say, you want to outline that you believe that you are a good fit for that position because of X, Y, and Z experience, which is outlined in the top half of your resume. And then just ask them to consider reading your resume and calling you or contacting you if they think that you're a good fit for this position, whatever position you're applying for, or any other position. Make sure you say any other position in their company or in that company. Okay? And that's all you really want to put on your resume. On your cover letter. You want to make sure that they know your resume is attached. Now, in today's world, we're uploading resumes to a database. So, in addition to everything that I've already said to you, you want to make sure that you are putting key words in your resume related to your field, the field that you're applying for, the position that you're applying for. And you usually will find that information inside of the position that was posted. Okay, so you want to use some of those keywords, not a lot, just a few, maybe 4 or 5 of those type words that are keywords. Now, if you are in college, you know the keyword, or if you don't know already, maybe it's your first year. By the time you get to the third, fourth, fourth year, you will know. Some people do go 5 years because they do get their master's. Some go longer than that because they actually get their doctorates, okay? So you will know the keywords. Like in education, scaffolding is a keyword. Okay, so community of learners is a key, they're keywords. So you have to learn the keywords for your field and put some of those words, like 4 or 5 of them, in your resume. So I hope this helped. I hope this helped you, and I'll see you all in the next lesson. Bye-bye.